Hello again, traders. Right, this video is a really odd set of circumstances. Basically, someone contacted me, sent me three charts: an H4, an M15, this one you're looking at, or like it, and then an M3. So it wasn't on a platform I use because mine doesn't have M3. But it was a little bit confusing because of the M3. But I'll get to the point. Basically, they said they were planning their trades. What did I think of this particular reversal that they'd noticed? And initially what happened was I missed this first M15 because looking at the M3 chart, the H4 looked okay, M15 initially looked like a reversal but not a perfect one because I missed something. I missed that 15-minute 3CR there. And the M3 looked really late, so I immediately jumped to it, said the analysis looks good, and but the entry was late. And now I get to the point. What I said was, not because I'd missed this first 3CR and thought the second one was the one that he took. In other words, it was a late 3CR. I missed this. Then I went into one about not all 3CRs are the same. 3CR is just an indicator of what you should do, and I told him that he should have taken the earlier move based on this high, this sort of, I called it an engulfing chart, but remember, a engulfing candle, but I couldn't see the chart properly because it was just a screenshot sent to me. Said you should have got in earlier, because the earlier you get in, the less likely you are to suffer a reverse on your short trade in this case. So I said what I'll do is I'll put a video up. I'll obviously keep it anonymous because that's what I prefer, that's what I do. If you send me stuff in confidence, then I'll keep it in confidence, but I would try to explain my thoughts. And then I noticed this first 3CR and the whole thing became a bit mute. But the point still stands, because I was going on to explain for him that even if you don't get a valid 3CR, which I thought he didn't, but we did, as you know, we still use the rules of supply and demand. So at this point here where I missed his 3CR, or sorry, he got in late and I missed the fact that there was a valid reversal there, you can clearly see we have a supply and demand area here. So the point I was going to make is that even if you didn't have a 3CR, I hope this all makes sense, sorry for the convoluted way, but I geared myself up to make a video, so I thought it was an important point to make as well. The 3CRs, the three candle reversals, are just an on-chart indicator to look for a reversal. If you see a supply and demand reversal, clearly, you can clearly see what's happened. That little pullback there has used this area here as support. Price has gone up, so once it's broken on the right hand side, we've got a perfect 3CR down, pullback, continuation. So that's the whole point of this video, to be honest with you. He showed me this later three candle reversal here, and it meant he got in a bit late. And that's the whole point of this video. Don't get in late. You can get in late, of course. You can have a second go at a trade. We can clearly see what's happened here in hindsight. 34 has been broken on the 15-minute chart, pulled back, continued down. So we won't bother with the H4 chart, that's not necessary. But if we look at the M5, he showed me M3, remember. But the M5 still shows what I'm talking about. I clearly noticed that when I looked on his M3. Old support acted as new resistance. That was the perfect entry. And as you can see, that first 3CR closed through the 34 as well, which is just another coincidental plus point to our strategy. We've got an ascending trend line pullback. Note they even got the 3 swings, so if you'd considered entering there, that's swing 1, 2, 3, or ABC if you like on Elliott Wave. You can see it clearer on the line chart. Swing 1, 2, 3, that's just a pullback, as opposed to swing 4 here and then a continuation swing 5, which is our reversal to the long side. Had that broken that high there, that would have been, swing 4, swing 5, close and break above, and all the correct stuff over here, and it would have been a potential long trade. Not necessarily a slam dunk, because everything else doesn't match up. But in this one, we've even got a divergence I noticed as well. It was an absolute perfect reversal, but what really threw me was looking at his charts and seeing he got in down here based on the later 3CR. Let's just double check that. That was the later 3CR here. Let's put the candle on there. So this was what he showed me, and I first took to be a late entry. And then back to the 5-minute chart, and that's the 3CR down. This is the pullback. Now the point I was trying to make, he showed me an MA. I'm not totally sure what it was on the on the charts, obviously didn't ask, but we want to be trading as near to the break of the 34 as possible for our first trade. That is why I like them on the charts. That they're a great visual aid, and the trade he was looking at was over this place here, which, as you can see that the whole point, another point of this video, is a long way from the initial reversal. I want to be in there. I do not want to risk the chance of this bouncing on something I haven't noticed on the left hand side. In this instance, you can see where support once again that created the high that broke that high there, and this is how I view valid breaks of support. That's valid because it broke that high there. It would not be valid if it didn't break that high there, and price would most likely, if it just topped out there, it would run through this like a knife through butter. But the point I'm trying to make is get in as early as you can, even if you don't get what we might call a valid 3CR. The supply and demand always takes precedence. That lot there, buyers forcing price higher than the sellers, is what we really want to see. The 3CR is incidental. So as with the 2Bs, as I often say with the 2Bs, don't sweat the minutiae, if that's the right way to say it. Don't sweat all the little rules that we have. Just understand demand creates a higher high, becomes supply, and if you break through that supply and fail to break back up, and you can clearly see what's happened here, we've broken down, it's just perfect. 34 break, pull back, 34 break, and a 3CR down, boom, down it goes. Fast move, no drawdown. That is a perfect move. So another good reason to make this video, to be honest with you. This is a later, what you could call a more experienced technical trade. As you can see, it's clearly broken the old Asian session high on that particular day. This was the 25th of August, 25th of May. Crikey, getting ahead of myself. And once again, that has just collapsed. But this was the better entry. That not so good, unless you're really confident with the method and your supply and demand understanding and so forth. So everything that I do on here, everything, line charts, dashboards, candles running into, big candles running into supply and demand, all of it ties in together. Everything. The RSI histo, the TMA slope, the RSI histo. Look at that vol bomb there as well. Simon would be proud of that. Massive change from big green bar to minuscule red bar. There it is there on the charts, and that in itself would be a really good alarm alert, if you like, that something was changing. But so there you go, guys. It was a bit of a convoluted reason for making a video, but I said I'd make a coffee, make a video answer, and that's what I've done. So there you go. Not, 3CRs are just there for an indication that something may be ready to happen, but Aaron did a fantastic job with our Rebel-Ant 3CR indicator, free. Find it on my pinned tweet and that'll take you to Aaron's website. Excuse me. And it picks out 3CRs that I never would have probably noticed before, but we now have sort of engulfing 3CRs. Just in fact, it's a 2CR, 2 candle reversal. We have line chart 3CRs, where price breaks lows of old line chart levels. We have all the other methods of trading, but the 3CR is just a visual aid. It is not the Holy Grail, it is not the silver bullet, it is just something to guide you. But the most important thing is breaks of old levels that create new highs. In this instance, breaks of that, you can see where it's clearly used as resistance, and down she goes. You will see this time and time and time again. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the convoluted video, but hopefully it will make some sense to some people. Thanks again. Bye for now.